In the first episode of the 8th season of Rick and Morty, we see perhaps one of the darkest versions of Morty that this show has ever created. This episode deals with Morty and Summer being trapped in a Matrix-like simulation, which becomes one of the darkest and most profound explorations of trauma and mental suffering in the show thus far. While this series has always touched on issues of existential dread, nihilism, and emotional turmoil, this episode presents a chilling portrayal of PTSD, the long-lasting scars of war, and the difficulty of reintegrating into everyday life after experiencing deep psychological wounds through Morty's story.
Hey, we're sorry we stole your phone charger. We learned our lesson. Now let us out.
Any charger you steal can and will be used against you.
Summer, help! Sorry, Morty, but one of us has to find a way out of here. I'm alone.
I was too. That's how I like it.
Dear God, Summer Smith has made phone chargers obsolete.
I win. The Matrix is obsolete.
The core of this episode relies on a dark twist. Morty is not just trapped in the simulation for a few hours or days. He spends the equivalent of 17 years within the Matrix, watching his friends die while being unable to die himself.
You die, man!
I can't die! I can't die!
Rick put us in a simulated reality to teach us a lesson about taking his phone charger and not giving him back, and then he fell asleep and forgot about us for the Matrix equivalent of 17 years.
This makes Morty's psychological state uniquely horrific, as it focuses on the slow and torturous degradation of Morty's mind. Morty is forced to witness countless deaths of his comrades, each loss more agonizing than the last, yet he is powerless to escape it. This time spent within the Matrix is not just an abstract notion of suffering, but a visceral experience of loss and futility. The emotional weight of Morty's trauma is felt deeply, as the episode shows that Morty's mind is burdened with the memories of those he couldn't save, and the constant fear of death that he could never truly experience. This creates a mental prison that stretches far beyond the physical confines of the simulation. Morty becomes a character trapped in his own mind, with no reprieve from the horrors he's witnessed. It is this unrelenting cycle of pain, loss, and powerlessness that mirrors the real-life experiences of soldiers who return from war only to find themselves haunted by the trauma of battle.
CJ, I just missed them.
You mind?
Oh, okay. You sure?
Yeah, you impress upon you. Oh. Me and CJ came up with it during the siege of the Three-Prong Mountains. We were holed up with nothing but these old Nokia 3.5s. Come into a wolf's house and piss in its bed. You're gonna get bit. That's just the nature of the wolf. That's just the nature of the wolf.
So, nuclear reactor, huh?
I had PTSD.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, disillusioned Morty. Love this guy.
Morty's PTSD manifests in several ways. He is constantly on edge, haunted by his memories, and unable to escape the violent world he was thrust into. His trauma shows itself through intense paranoia, emotional numbness, and a deep sense of alienation from those around him. Morty struggles to reconnect with the real world that he once lived in, as his mind remains trapped in the traumatic experiences of the war. He is a soldier who cannot heal, who cannot return to normalcy, and who cannot find solace in the mundane pleasures of life. In the Matrix, he is subjected to the psychological brutality of war, but unlike in the real world where a soldier might return home and attempt to reintegrate into civilian life, Morty's trauma is compounded by the inability to escape death.
Damn, Morty. Maybe I should leave you in a Matrix more often.
Morty, what are you doing?
Morty, I never had a brother till you.
Nothing for me back there. Go without me.
If you're remembering a bunch of stuff, you have to say it out loud.
You lost a brother in there. Don't make me lose you.
It's like the pain is all I have left of him, but he's gone. He never existed in the first place.
You get to decide now. What do you want to do?
I want to go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
This episode presents a version of Morty who is psychologically shattered, unable to cope with the reality of normal life due to the cumulative weight of the horrors he experienced. And that shows itself with the decision Morty takes. At the end of the episode, Morty decides to have his memories wiped, hoping that this will allow him to return to a normal life. However, the implication is clear. Even if Morty forgets the traumatic events of the Matrix, the damage to his psyche broke him. The trauma was so much for Morty that he decided to give up and forget what happened, than to live with the memories of all the years he spent in a fake world.
I'm gonna remember him, but I'm gonna miss you.
Ready to be kids again?
More than you know.
Yeah. What'd you do to us? What the fuck is on my arm, Rick?
Beats me. You asked for it.
What? Why?
What?
You gotta get this off of me. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yep.